Life is just a short period of time in which you are alive. Old age isn't a battle, old age is a massacre. The only obsession everyone wants, love. People think that in falling in love they make themselves whole. The platonic union of souls? I think otherwise. I think you're whole before you begin. And the love fractures you. You're whole, and then you're cracked open. You can no more make someone tell the truth than you can force someone to love you. There's no remaking reality. Just take it as it comes. Hold your ground and take it as it comes. There's no other way. He had learned the worst lesson that life can teach, that it makes no sense. It's best to give while your hand is still warm. The danger with hatred is, once you start in on it, you get 100 times more than you bargained for. Once you start, you can't stop. Nothing lasts and yet nothing passes either, and nothing passes just because nothing lasts. You be greater than your feelings. I don't demand this of you, life does. Otherwise you'll be washed away by feelings. You'll be washed out to sea and never seen again. Everybody else is working to change, persuade, tempt and control them. The best readers come to fiction to be free of all that noise. Stop worrying about growing old. And think about growing up. Literature takes a habit of mind that has disappeared. It requires silence, some form of isolation, and sustained concentration in the presence of an enigmatic thing. Because that is when you love somebody. When you see them being game in the face of the worst. Not courageous. Not heroic. Just game. You put too much stock in human intelligence, it doesn't annihilate human nature. Maybe the best thing would be to forget being right or wrong about people and just go along for the ride. But if you can do that, well, lucky you. You cannot observe people through an ideology. Your ideology observes for you. Actually, we did not have the feelings we said we had until we spoke them. At least I didn't. To phrase them was to invent them and own them. Everyone becomes a part of history whether they like it or not and whether they know it or not. Nothing bad can happen to a writer. Everything is material. I kept waiting for him to lay bare something more than this pointed unobjectionableness, but all that rose to the surface was more surface. The road to hell is paved with works in progress. You have a conscience, and a conscience is a valuable attribute, but not if it begins to make you think you are to blame for what is far beyond the scope of your responsibility. Writing turns you into somebody who's always wrong. The illusion that you may get it right someday is the perversity that draws you on. Like all enjoyable things, you see, it has unenjoyable parts to it. Memories of the past are not memories of facts but memories of your imaginings of the facts. The tragedy of the man not set up for tragedy, that is every man's tragedy. You know what I've come to realize about you kindly rich liberals who own the world? Nothing is further from your understanding than the nature of reality. Now that he was no longer grounded in his hate, we were going to talk about women. Sheer playfulness and deadly seriousness are my closest friends.